Hello there, welcome to Talking Balearics with me, Martin Makepeace, here in a very hot and humid Ibiza.
And me, Richie Bryan, another very hot and humid Mallorca. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Rich, you're a busy boy, aren't you?
I am getting around, mate. Getting around, as they say.
How's your new concept coming, your concierge company?
Yeah, slowly
Busy?
but surely, but yeah, it's starting to pick up now, which I thought it probably would by June, do you know what I mean? And it has,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Thanks for the restaurant recommendations. I appreciate that, by the way, as well. So,
no worries.
Thanks. What you got for me this week, Richie?
What do I have for you? A tourism protest this weekend.
Another one?
You've got one in Ibiza, but we've got one in Mallorca, apparently.
Okay.
Happening this weekend, which you'll keep an eye on. Also, I've got news about the tourist tax, shocking news about the tourist tax.
Okay.
Quite unbelievable news, actually. Well, when you think about it logically, you think, yeah, okay, I get it, but not good at all.
I'm waiting for the shocking news. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, I couldn't believe it when I read it. I actually had to read it to my wife, and even she looked at me aghast. So we'll have to see. And then, another Ibiza story, actually.
Wow, you've got more Ibiza stories than I have these days, Rich.
Yeah, I know.
I've got. Let me see. I've got a. We're British. We love talking about the weather, don't we? So I've got a weather story. Yeah.
Okay.
I've also got a very interesting story about Trasmed. You know Trasmed, don't you? The ferry company. They're proposing to do something which has upset the local government, which I'll talk about that. And also talking about boats, Rich. The big boys are in town. I've got some super yachts that are outside my window, which I want to share the details of, which is always nice this time of year when the super rich come to the Balearics.
Yes, we've got a couple of those here as well, Mark.
You've always got them there, Rich, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. I'm quite intrigued on this one. Tell me about the tourist tax, Rich.
Oh,
am I going to believe this or not?
Well, when I read it, I had to read it twice, and then I had to read it out to my wife to actually say, is it me or what? So the sustainable tourist tax, as we know, was introduced in the summer of 2016. It was the allocation of revenue to projects funded by the tax, which started in 2017. The government at the time of the tax's introduction was PSOE, and there was a coalition, PSO-led coalition with MES, the party who had insisted on the tax, and then Podemos entered into the coalition in 2019. So it was all sort of basic socialist government up until the point of 2023.
I mean, that's a nest, isn't it, Rich? PSOE, MES, and Podemos. Gosh, God Almighty!
Yes, and anything with MES in the title, you know that mess by name, mess by nature. Yeah. So by the time 2023 arrived, 698 million euros had been collected. Of this total, 280 million euros related to the years 2020 to 2022 used to cover the needs arising from the pandemic, which is fair enough. You know, that's all good. Of the remaining 480 million euros, only 59 million had actually been spent on fully implemented products. That's just 12%. Now, is it me? I kid you not. Right.
Well, listen. If you're watching at home, I'm shaking my head because one, it doesn't surprise me. That's the worst thing in the world, right? It doesn't surprise me. And two, it's ridiculous.
Well, some of the projects from that period are still underway, but are progressing very, very slowly, as you can imagine. Many are not moving forward at all. And it's been made clear in a devastating report by the Public Audit Office. It has attacked the chaos and lack of control in the management of the tax up to 2023, which is why there has been such a low level of project execution. Now, I have to give you this story to just sort of give you that, because when I read this bit, I went, there you go. That's all you needed to know.
Yeah, go on.
Findings were submitted to the Balearic Parliament last Thursday. The Audit Office points to a lack of management and states that many projects that were given approval were actually worthless because they had not been fully developed. An example of this is given to the building of a sports centre. The budget was allocated, but having been land, there's no land actually for the project.
Right.
No licenses for the construction or technical project to actually support the construction. It has remained shelved for years.
It's ridiculous, Rich. I mean, how long have we been banging on about this tourist tax? I bet it's the best part of 5 years we've been talking about it. I mean, on your radio show, on our blogs, on our podcasts, and it's getting worse, isn't it? It's getting worse.
Well, I actually found a comment or a blog that I'd written in 2018, and I know we've talked about this before in here, where I actually said, so, what they should do with the tourist tax is that they obviously spend it on the right projects, etc. Then they should have a big video playing at the Palma Airport on the big screen saying, and hosted by Rafa Nadal, because he's known world over, that says, hi, welcome to Mallorca. As you know, you will have to pay a tourist tax. But these are some of the projects that the money has been spent on the tourist tax in the previous years to make our islands as safe and as inhabitable as possible, and to make them safe and habitable for years to come. Now we know, Mark, there's been no video because there's been no money spent.
No, Rich,
it's unbelievable.
The thing is, we probably need to do something about it, Rich, to be honest, because no one else seems interested, but me and you's getting upset every week, every month about it. The thing is, they print certain stories now and again in the press, and it kind of gets just pushed to the side. And no, I've not seen anything of real value to come out of that tourist tax at all that's affected me on a daily basis. Do you understand what I mean by that, Rich? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Totally. Yeah.
So if it's a sustainable tourist tax, which is supposed to make our life better, because as I see it, the tourist tax there, it's environmental. We suffer in the summer, which is fair enough. It's a tourist area, but also this tourist tax is there to make our life better or easier or more comfortable. I've seen nothing at all. And I think someone has to be held to account. So I think I feel a rant coming on, Rich.
Well, I've gone past the rant stage, mate. I've just gone past I'm just totally bewildered by the fact that 12% of the actual money raised has actually been spent, and the rest has been landing in someone's bank account.
But I mean, first of all, where is that money? And secondly, did you say 680 million? Is that what you said?
Yes, it was 600 or 692 million, I think I said, actually. Let me just check that number for you. 698 million, of which 218 was spent on the pandemic. Fair enough. That nobody's going to question
but you've still got 650. You've still got what's
480.
480. So the best part of half a billion euros swishing around somewhere. It stinks, Rich. It absolutely stinks to high heaven. It really does.
It does, but not only, and now this weekend we've got a tourist protest happening. Now, why could that money maybe have spent on sustainable housing or something like that? Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean? Give them all €1,000 each and tell them to go and enjoy themselves. Rich, I can't talk about it anymore. I can't talk about it anymore.
We could have built a load of properties or something, Mark. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, because obviously we know there's a housing problem, and there's a problem with housing people that want to work here. It's it was. I thought I'm going to love telling you about this.
It's bewildering, mate. No. Something needs to be done. Let me tell you about what have I got. Right, okay. Got a couple of interesting stories here, Rich. First of all, let's talk about Trasmed. You know Trasmed, which are a ferry company, yeah? It's an interesting story. It came in the press today. I just picked up on it literally about an hour ago as I was looking through the papers. They're putting together an Ibiza weekender. Okay. So what they're advertising is you get on the ferry in Valencia at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, and you go back on the ferry to Valencia 1 o'clock on a Sunday. Accommodation is obligatory. They're trying to say that this is a transport, but it's not. It's a weekend booze cruise to the White Isle, isn't it? It's as simple as that. So they've just this is brilliant. This is bizarre. I mean, Trasmed is a ferry company. They are now selling Ibiza weekenders, and obviously the Conseil and the local government has picked up on it, and they're going, hold on a minute, we're trying to curb. Or they're trying to limit cars. They're trying to limit tourism in many ways, which is kind of proactive. I mean, we've got differing views on it, but it's kind of proactive. You can't just keep adding and adding to islands all the time, otherwise it becomes untenable, unsustainable. But Trasmed have just come out and said, we've got an Ibiza weekender. Get on the ferry at 10 o'clock on Valencia on a Friday, and we'll take you back on Sunday afternoon. So that's 2 nights on the ferry. We're going to pull up into Ibiza town, which is probably one of the best places in Europe. You can go and do what you do. You've got your bunk there as well. So it's not a ferry, it's a booze cruise, isn't it? So it's half of me says that's genius. That is genius, isn't it? It is genius. However, it flies in the face of the government who are trying to curb the numbers.
Well, it curbs numbers in the fact that there's not so many people having to stay in the hotels, Mark, because they're staying on the boat, I take it.
Yeah, but there's more people on the island, more people using the services, more people using local infrastructure, which puts pressure on the island. So I kind of get it. As I say, as a business person, as a pure capitalist, I'm like, that is genius. Why didn't they come up with that before? But on the other hand, I'm like, well, what would Mallorca say about that? That's what I try
to think. Very good. Very good. I should mention, actually, this week we've got Mallorca Live, which is the big open air festival of music that's happening on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here. It does create quite a bit of traffic problems in and around the areas because roads get closed off, etc., etc. But it is very, very popular. They have Massive Attack, Iggy Pop, and
Iggy Pop.
For Life.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They connect him up just before he goes on stage, apparently. Yeah, exactly. And the last, I can't remember who else. Oh, they've got Suede on, actually, which I think is a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, which is quite good. So back from our era.
They do it very well. They do it very well, don't they? Because they do it very well. That Mallorca Live, and they get some big names, and I think they know their market as well. That's quite a middle-aged market there, isn't it? So
it is, and also actually, a friend of mine has just also, because what happens is Mallorca Live gets set up, the actual main stage gets set down, and they leave another thing called SHD, which is, and they pretty much then do concerts throughout the course of the summer months, which is great. The majority of those concerts are Spanish, but a friend of mine has just started a couple of concerts, one of which is going to be Shalimar, which takes me back. Yeah, love a bit of Shalimar.
I love a bit of Shalimar, mate. Wow.
Yeah, and also, now if I'm right in saying, I think this guy used to live in Ibiza, Tunde, the guy from the Lighthouse family.
No, he didn't, but Paul, his partner, lived here for many years.
I knew it was one of them. I knew it was one
Lighthouse
of them.
family.
Okay.
Yeah, he was here. He's been gone quite a while, but he was one of the first big names over here. Paul, I forget what his second name was, but very nice guy as well. He's the first guy I ever saw driving around town in a Hummer, which at the time, about 10, 15 years ago, was enormous. So, going to talk about weather, Rich.
Oh, the weather. Go on then.
We are British, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about the weather. Did you know that in May, San Antonio, the place where I live, was the highest recorded temperature with 34.2 degrees in May? So that's the highest ever recorded temperature as well. So it was a very warm May, and I don't know about you, but it's a very warm June so far. It's absolutely roasting over here.
Yeah, same here. Although it was a couple of hot days, I think, sort of towards the beginning part of last week, but it's cooled down a little bit. But now the temperature's building again. Yeah. So we're expecting sort of low 30s, I think, this coming weekend. And air conditioning's gone on in my house, Mark. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, no, it was put on, I think, about 3 days ago for the first time. I always try and hold off because once you break that seal, you can't go back, can you?
You can't.
No, so once you start using the aircon,
it's like popping a tube of Pringles, mate.
It really is. Once you put the aircon on, that's it, mate. There's no going back.
You can't go back.
No. Going on from the weather, just going to beaches, Rich, because another interesting thing that's happening over here. I don't know if you do it over there, but in San Antonio especially, they're bringing in beaches without smoking, so they're making them no smoking zones, which I am absolutely all over. By the way,
I agree.
Because I don't know if you've been there, but there's nothing worse on a hot day lying on the beach. You can smell the cigarette butts around you, that horrible tobacco smell coming up. So they're bringing that up in San Antonio, which is a really positive thing, I think, to do as well. And when you're on the beach, you can be looking at the super yachts coming in because we've got some real big boys in at the moment, Rich. I woke up yesterday, looked out my window, which obviously on the penthouse overlooking the sea as you do, and I saw a massive boat. I put it on my Instagram feed as well. It was a boat called Renaissance, which I never saw before. Absolutely enormous boat, owned by Gary Fleisch. Do you know him, Gary Fleisch? Never heard of him actually.
Nope.
No, it's interesting. But the Renaissance super yacht, it's a guy. He's an Anglo-American entrepreneur, Gary Klesch, his name is, and it's a massive super yacht. And I was looking at it. We've also got just round the corner another yacht called Moonrise as well. Now this is an interesting one because this is the yacht of something that what do me and you use every single day, Rich? Here's a question.
What do we use every single day?
What do me and you use every day to communicate with each other?
Telephone. WhatsApp.
Close. Exactly, WhatsApp. So this guy called Koum, his name was Koum. He was the inventor of WhatsApp, believe it or not. And he sold out to Facebook for, I think it was 18 billion or around that mark. And obviously, he's still got a personal wealth of 15 billion. He's got a beautiful 331-foot moonrise super yacht. And he was parked just round the corner as well. So the big boys are in town, Rich, which is always nice this time of year.
We have Steven Spielberg's mega super yacht called Seven Seas cruising around.
I've never seen that one. Is he on it?
I don't know, actually. I would imagine so.
I would imagine so as well.
It was built in 2023 at a cost of $250 million.
Wow.
And it can accommodate up to 14 guests and a crew of 35.
I've never seen that one. I've seen quite a lot of them over here when I've been out and about, but I've never seen Spielberg. So he's in the waters, is he? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few, actually. There's another one called Qatar. It's owned by the Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, the former emir of Qatar. Of Qatar, sorry.
Qatar, yeah. I mean, usually there are, I hate to be generic here, but they're either usually oligarchs or Arabs, aren't they? So it's usually petroleum dollars, isn't it? But I mean, it's just a sign that, I mean, it's here early. I just check it. There's a great program online called Vessel Finder, and if you go on it, you can track any big boat in the world. You can see exactly where it is. So if you're a bit of a nosy old parker like me, you can go on there and just track the boats and see what they're doing. So there's no secrets in the boating world, Richie. No secrets at all.
No. Tennis?
Oh, anyone for tennis? Go. Oh yeah, one of you. Go on, mate. Tell me.
Well, did you catch our Carlos Alcaraz winning at the weekend?
Yeah, but you can't listen. You can claim Nadal, but you can't claim Alcaraz is from Murcia, so you can't claim him. I can't believe you're going to claim him now, aren't you?
No, I'm not claiming him. It should be you guys that are claiming him, apparently, because Carlos Alcaraz, who defended his Roland Garros title in Paris on Sunday in an epic final, has revealed the secret that led him to win his first Wimbledon title in 2023 and defending it the following year. Ibiza nightlife, apparently.
Wow. Where did you get this story from?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Apparently, he revealed it on his Netflix documentary. The player describes how he ignored his team's advice and went to Ibiza to let his hair down. I had a friend who had a couple of days off, was planning to go to Ibiza with some other friends, and I ended up going with them. They knew what I was going to do on the island, my team, in Ibiza. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just mostly about partying. I went to let my hair down. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but I went there to party, and that's what he did. And
well,
it obviously didn't put him off.
All roads lead back to Ibiza, Richie. You know that, don't you?
There you go, mate.
And the last one, he's from Murcia, by the way. So, I mean, he's just across the water from us, which is from a very small town, Murcia. So I didn't watch it because I was at the UD Ibiza game because they got beaten by Andorra. So I went to that one. Yeah, they lost 3-0. Well beaten, Rich. Missed a penalty. But I missed the tennis, but I did listen to the commentary in the car on the way back, and they did say it's probably arguably one of the greatest matches ever in men's tennis. So, congratulations to Alcaraz. Now, before I go, Rich, I was expecting you to pull me up on this story today, but I read it again in the paper yesterday, I think it was. The Conseil of Mallorca are looking at ways to limit cars coming into the island. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen it. Well, obviously, it's a story that we have talked about already. But,
so we talked about that Ibiza have done. Obviously, Formentera did it. Ibiza are now doing it, and it looks like Mallorca are doing it as well. So I want you to do some homework on that, Richie, and come back to me about that one if you can, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
There's your task for next week.
Super. Look forward to it. That's it. Nice and short and sweet today, Mark.
Absolutely, Rich. Good to see you as always. Yeah, beautiful day. Yeah, I'm going to relax for the rest of the day, and I look forward to speaking to you next week.
All right, take care, Mark. See you soon.
Thanks, Rich. See you, mate.
Bye-bye.
Make me dance.
Hello there. Thanks for listening to Talking Balearics.
If you'd like to get involved with this podcast, myself and mine do this, of course, every week, and it's become very, very popular. And if you'd like to sponsor us, please get in touch, 670-704-311, or Martin's number is
660-662222.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.